Hey guys, so in my last industry video, I asked the question, what are your expectations when going into a salon? I think I should have been a little bit more specific because only a couple of people really understood the question I was asking. But I wasn't speaking in terms of like the atmosphere. We'll go over that. We went over it briefly, but just every week you guys will see that I'll get in more detail with different subjects. But what I was speaking of was, what are your expectations like as far as building up a clientele? Like, how long do you think it should take you to build up a clientele? At what point do you start pretty much getting frustrated and giving up? So I noticed one of the answers was that it should take about 3 years. And I think the young lady who responded to that, she pretty much gets it. I think you could build up a clientele much quicker than that, but I think the expectations that new stylists have, or stylists coming out of hair school are having, is that as soon as you go into a salon, that you should be styling clients, that clients just should be running to your chair. But what I want you guys to understand is that this is a huge market, and when you're coming out of hair school, or you got licensed but you didn't go into a salon because you were frustrated, when you're coming into a salon, you have to expect to do some sitting time, some waiting time, some marketing time, some promoting time before you build up a clientele. Me personally, I think you should go a full season, 4 seasons, so a full year with being on commission. Because you need to know how each and every season is going to be before you jump out there and decide, to be a booth renter. Because booth renting can be tough because you have to pay that regardless if you make any money or not. So I feel like being on commission is a great idea if you're just starting out. Find you a nice salon that offers commission and be on commission for at least a year. That way you get to see the prom season, the homecoming season, the summertime, when it actually slows down, when people think the summertime is just booming. It depends on the type of service you offer. If you're not a person who offers weaves or braids, it's going to slow down for you in the summertime. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in my car and these Cleveland streets is on some trash. So, if you're a person who specializes in silk press, you're going to notice that the hotter it gets, your clientele will slow down because people aren't getting silk pressed when it's 80-90 degrees outside. I would suggest using your social media to advertise before and after. Passing out business cards for me is just a no-no. It's an absolute no-no. I mean, if you think about it, when was the last time you actually called someone off a business card that they gave you that they do hair? Nobody really cares about that anymore. We are visual individuals. We like to see pictures, photos, videos. So your social media should be your prime source of advertising. But try to find you a salon in your local area that offers commission. Headlines by DeFranco, of course, we offer commission and booth rent. And what I want to do to help some of these struggling stylists is to offer, like, even for booth renters, I will offer you guys a 30-day trial period at Headlines by DeFranco. Let's create a price that you can afford for the moment. And if you like it there, you stay there. If you don't like it after the 30 days, you get up, you go, no hard feelings. Commission, let's get you in there. Let's see what you specialize in. You have to be able to do more than just a silk press, because the way I do my commission program is each individual that I hire, I want to see, what do you specialize in? How can I promote you? I can't just promote a silk press. Everybody does a silk press, so now you got the whole commission program fighting over silk press. But are you a braider? Do you do sew-ins well? Do you do prontos well? What is it that you do well that I can market for you to help you build a clientele along with those silk press? We do silk press, but everybody is not going to build up a clientele off a silk press. I need to know how I can build up your clientele. So if you're interested in commission and you have a skill set that is larger than a silk press, then contact me. And if it's not, let's talk about getting you in some of these DeFranco Academy classes and helping build up your skill level so you can survive in the industry. Another thing with commission that I would suggest is that when you're on commission, actually have another steady job where you have that income coming in, because as you're building up this clientele, you still got bills. you know, you still got things you have to take care of. So if you're on a commission program, do maybe 3 days a week, and those other 3 or 4 days a week work a steady job where you have a steady check coming in. That way you don't become frustrated and decide, I'm not making any money, I can't do this anymore. So hopefully there's, you know, other salons in other cities or other states that are offering these commission programs, because we have so many students coming out of school that don't have anywhere to go, who are having a hard time building up their clientele, and there's no salon owners available to help them build up this clientele. So hopefully that helped you guys out. I have other tips that I'll get to later, but I don't want this video to be too long. So hopefully that helps you guys out. And again, let's clean up this market. See you later.